All right, we're live.
Right, okay, perfect. Okay,
All right, so you want to start by introducing yourself?
right, okay, my name is Alex and my channel is called Alex Reviews and I'm based in Belgium.
Okay, so what got you started on your YouTube journey?
Oh, my original idea for my channel was I'm a bit of a tech nut and I love gadgets and I love anything to be playing around with, whether it's electronic or photography or video or anything. So I decided a couple of years back, decided to start messing around, throwing stuff into YouTube. But because of at the time when I was working full time, I was just throwing stuff on there and not really taking any serious interest into it. And then when the big worldwide COVID issue kicked in at the end of last year, from where I was located, and we was all returned home, I decided, well, I've got time on my hands. It's time to make something of the channel and do something with it. So I started testing and reviewing all my products that I personally purchased and start making videos, whether it be watches or smart speakers or televisions, etc. And then start going further with software and things. But again, as I was getting into it, I was an amateur with it, like any new YouTuber, and making a complete bodge of videos and what have you. And so I decided to take a step back and then start learning how to do things properly, because I thought, from what I was seeing as a new recruit in the YouTube journey, I was seeing other YouTubers going sub for sub.
Right,
And as like anyone that becomes into going into the YouTube journey and they're seeing all this trend and see everyone else doing it, thinking, well, everyone's doing this, this is the right way to do it. But in fact, it was the wrong way to do it. And so I decided a few months, well, about 6 months ago, I decided to go right through my subscriber base and completely clean it all out, because having sub for sub was no good to the channel. It was going to damage me. So I decided to do a complete clean slate and just keep the genuine subscribers that do follow my channel, just like you do. And so I decided to take another look at things, another perspective. And because of the work situation between being projects, I decided I had to take another look at the channel and find a new niche for the channel, and decided to start doing video tutorials and helping people to go
right,
the right way to do things in the right manner of becoming a YouTube content creator, and so that they don't fall into the same trap as what I've experienced as being a so-called newbie. Yeah.
right. Yeah. And see, I've noticed, like you said yourself, a lot of channels are sub for sub, follow for follow, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
And I say that is not the right way to do it. If you want to genuinely grow your channel, then like you do like your live streams in the morning, and you like, get a bunch of great people in there, and that's one way to grow your channel.
Oh,
Because you get to know the person more.
oh, that's just it. I mean, being as a YouTube content creator, it is hard work. All right, depending on your geographical location, that also has a big impact and a big factor of where you are actually based.
Right, right.
Um, it,
Sorry, I'm just saying something with my mouth.
yeah, and you could actually have some issues where it could actually benefit you in depending on the country or part of the world you're in, which can actually boost you and increase your subscriber base and your views. Now, for like America, I mean, people are nuts about YouTube, and if you have to be having the right video at the right time could actually help you. But at the same time, if you're in the wrong location, it could also damage your channel as well, depending on what you're doing out there as well. So you've got to look at a broad spectrum of what you're doing.
Exactly.
And yeah.
Go ahead.
And so, like, for what I do is, that's why I've got people with blue jackets in my live streams. Now, I mean, at some point when I go back to work, I mean, the live streams are going to be taking an impact, so is the video uploads, but the channel will still be running. But as I've just been now under review now from YouTube for the monetization for the YouTube, Google Adverts and AdSense, and now that we've got the mid-rolls, that's going to be more effective for the channel and more prosperous for the future, even though that I'm doing every 2 days or nearly, or sometimes a daily video. So an average what I'm going to now try and do now is do a video between the 8 and 10 minutes long. Sometimes they go to 12 minutes, but I try to limit it and control it, because having a video even too short can also have an impact on your channel, and having a video too long could also have an impact on your channel as well, because people wouldn't be taking interest. So it's...
And see, that's like with my live streams or any of my videos, I try to keep it, like my videos, I try to keep them like about 19, 20 minutes long, you know. But my live streams, I try to keep them somewhere between, like you, an hour or 2 hours. It's just fine for me. But it's like, I'm doing so fast. It's like, wow.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, depending whether you're doing live streams or you're doing your vlogs or blogs or doing podcasts or doing people do it. I mean, there's you know, like TikTok and that. Now I was, before I got under review for the monetization, as most of the people know that are viewing the live stream. I was doing between the 2 to 5 hours every day pushing the live streams, so that in my own benefit, in my favor, to help me push to get my watch hours for the towards the monetization. Yeah, I do that, doing that for me, and I'm always grateful for having everybody coming into the live streams, and I do appreciate, as you know, in my live streams, I appreciate every single one that's coming supporting the channel. But now I've got past that barrier of that monetization review. I can take a step back now, and I can do 1 to 2 hours, and you know, that will slowly be getting reduced to about an hour. And what I'm going to do is, in the future planning, I'm going to look at changing the live stream schedules from maybe, you know, instead of doing dailies, to doing maybe once a week. We're doing 3 to 5 hour live stream into for Q&A, you know, questions and answers, for Q&A. So that's something I'm looking to change around in the near future,
Yeah. And I think that would be a good idea, you know, because I think the more I've realized, like a friend of mine, he's a YouTuber, his name is Past Life Explorer. He recently just did a 15-hour live, and he had a whole bunch of people come in. So I think it's the different timings that you try to go live depends on how many people you're going to actually have in their chat.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, if you look at geographical locations, and you're talking about YouTube, is not just from country to country. YouTube is worldwide.
Right.
So what you've got to consider and look at as well is, even though you've got a fan base, remember, not always everybody's there to come and watch your live streams or come to watch your videos or get the notifications, because one, there's the YouTube glitches, there's issues there, and the second is because of the time zones around the world, not everybody's able to get there to watch the videos. And thirdly, people are now going back to work now, and because of the different time zones, not everybody can get there to watch your notifications and your uploads.
Exactly. And see, that's like with me, I try to, like, since I have Twitter and I have such a big, I'm not really, in a way, it's a fan base, but I don't call it a fan base. I call it more of a family. I
Mm-hmm.
have a bunch of people that I follow on there. We're friends. You know, we've known each other for a while. And I
Mm-hmm.
try to tweet out, you know, if I'm going to do a video or if, like, you know, right now I'm doing a live stream. I try to tweet out and say, hey, you know, this time, this day, I'm doing a live stream. So I let them know a couple days ahead. Like with
Mm-hmm.
this live stream, I let them know Thursday, Saturday, I'll be live doing an interview. And I posted it on my Twitter, my Discord, all the other Discords that I'm on, and my TikTok. I posted it on my TikTok, some friends on that.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I try to advertise it before, like a couple days before, so that way people know and they can kind of plan for it.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, with my channel, my long-term goal is to take this a couple of notches up and make it more professional. I'm in the process of doing my research of my products, of my extra webcams and cameras, tripods, you know, stuff, and lighting. So I'm in the process of doing all that and reviewing all that and doing some tests at the moment. And I'm doing my research on how to have multiple cameras set up in the studio so that you've got the better experience.
Right.
And I'm in the process of that at the moment, like, but I want to set that a couple of notches higher. And obviously, again, with microphones and what have you. And I'm in the process now of setting up a podcast. So I'm now waiting to get confirmation from Apple for the confirmation so I can go further and go into podcasts. So that's something that is going to be in the plans in the future coming up.
Right.
Well,
and see, so
yeah. So, but this thing what I've got now, this is going to be going. Is going to go more professional. So I've got. Even though I'm still walking on eggshells and I'm still on baby steps, this is a long-term plan. This is not just. This is what I say to people in my live streams. You've got to sometimes when you've got trolls or spammers, for example, coming into your live streams. Like you guys controlled that. We had that issue with that German guy last night in the live stream and complaining that everybody thought they was being disrespectful to him, but nobody was being disrespectful to him. And so, you know, people took action and had him timed out. And eventually I got fed up with his attitude because he still thinks we was being disrespectful. So I removed him and blocked him. So, but you've got to draw that line on favoritism and being professional, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And it's like, you know, earlier in your chat, that guy that was in there that Saab was taking care of. You know, there's that fine line where enough is enough and they need to learn. You know, and I mean, I understand, you know, some people like to troll other live streams and try to, you know, get a riot going, is what I call it.
Yeah.
But me personally, I don't go for that. I'll warn you twice, and if I tell you again, then you're blocked. And that's why when I seen him say it again before you had blocked him, that's why I said enough is enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when I'm interacting, I mean, with my experience, as I've done my research and I've done my studies, I've seen other YouTubers, say from Ghana or Angola or Nigeria, that part of the region, and even people in Germany. I mean, I'm not being disrespectful. I love German. I love Germany. I love German people. I mean, I've worked there and I've been there and I've had my experience there, and I think German people are great, and I've got nothing against them. But people who've come from, say, Ghana or Angola and they've moved to Germany, I'm on about people like that, expatriates from Ghana and what have you, and they've gone and moved and come into another country like Germany, and you see them, they have nothing else to do, and they do their live streams, but they think they're a YouTube content creator, and they sit there in their sofa or at a table, and they let the chat run the stream. And then when one person says one thing wrong, which they maybe not too sure or too well up on their English language, or and somebody's maybe mispronounced something in a chat, and so the host who's running that live stream is maybe taking it the wrong way. Or here's a prime example. For somebody mentioned this to me a few weeks back, and they told me what had happened. This person had gone to a live stream.
Right.
He was also live streaming at the same time, but he wanted to help them out with their watchtowers. So he got into their live stream. Good morning, hello, how are you all doing? Like, you know, thumbs up, likes, you know, the usual routine. And he told the host of that live stream, look, I've got you running in the background while I'm live streaming. And he got blocked and timed out for it.
Oh, wow.
So they unblocked him. So he managed to get back into the live stream. He went to the host and he said, listen, why did you time me out and why did you block me? And they replied that, oh, you was live streaming. You should be staying in my live stream.
Right.
How can you combine two live streams at the same time when you're trying to help that one person with the watchtowers by having them running silently in the background, trying to be helpful and respectful?
Right.
So, you know, and then they found it disrespectful. They found it annoying. So they timed him, and they blocked. Eventually, they blocked him. What happened? Stream just fell away. What happened? Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
What happened?
My headphone died, so it made the stream freeze.
Right, okay. Just I'm babbling away there on the interview.
Yeah, I heard you.
Right, okay, no worries.
I'm like, can you hear me?
Yeah. What?
Died.
So people have experienced this where people have done that. So, you know, I've come across that, and I've actually seen this myself where people just sit there and they say nothing all the way through the chat or their live stream, and they just let the people run the chat, and you can see literally it's sub for sub only. And suddenly, all right, they get a lot of people coming in. They get, I mean, I've seen it running. I've seen this before, and you see it, and you're talking maybe 200-300 people in a live stream, and it's every single one of them is sub for sub. Yeah, and this person is actually monetized, and they're getting super chat and everything. And all they do is just sit there, and that's it. And they think they've been a content creator. They think they've been a YouTuber, and you know, they think they're making great content. But at the end of the day, okay, it's for them it's a money making business because the host of the live stream was in Rio de Janeiro. But so that's a money making. At the end of the day, for them is they're just relying on the super chats, and that's what they're doing for them. So, but in my eyes, I'm not looking at that. Okay, when I do a live stream, and once I get eventually monetized, and I get all that above and beyond for that, I'm not in it for the super chat. But if I get it, I'm grateful for it. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's a privilege to receive. And all right, as I've always stated in my live streams, I'm quality over quantity. I'd rather have 15, 16 people in a live stream or less to have a better live stream experience, because when you start going over that barrier, like I have a lot of interaction with some big YouTubers called Nick Nim and Dean Nim and then Brian G. Johnson. I am always in communications with them regarding their videos, my videos, uploading, what have you. Excuse me. And see, with these, see, like Nick Nimmin, he does a lot of live streaming. He does a lot of Q&A, and he has maybe at some point maybe 300, 400, 500 people in the chat. So he's got to take a step back and look at it another perspective, and he's got to be more professional and less friendship in it. You know what I mean? He's got to be more diplomatic and just be there answering the Q&A and so going, hey, hi mate, how are you doing? How's it going today? Like, you know, what are you doing tomorrow? But it's all about, at the end of the day, for him, it's a business, it's YouTube, and he's got to do the Q&A, and he's got to be on that professional level of, you know, diplomacy.
Right.
But he's in there, but he's interacting with the audience, as like I am with you guys in my live streams. But as you've experienced, sometimes I'm sat there, I can't keep a conversation. If no one's going to be having a conversation, how is the host has to? But even though I can get a conversation going, it's no problem. Or a subject or a topic about YouTube or apps or cameras, what have you, or glitches. But eventually, at some point, that Q&A is going to stop, and people and other people are going to stop asking questions. Yeah, and they're eventually going to just hang around there thinking, well, when's he going to say something? Well, I've done my bit. When's the next person going to do their bit? Like the subscribers, when they're going to start a conversation, when they're going to start a chat. You've seen it yourself. People come in and they just hang around and they just drop emojis in there, and that's not part of the experience. And you know, just having the emojis is not a live stream for me. And these people, you know, all they want to do is get their own numbers and build them up. So,
right. And see, like I went through my subscriber base, but I used to follow a lot of silent live streams where the person wouldn't talk. They would either have the phone, you know, staring up like this, or staring at the wall with just like something floating on the screen, and people would be chatting away, which is great. You know, it's a way to get to know somebody, but you also want to get to know the person that's running the live stream.
But see, that's another thing I've noticed when I first started out with on doing my studies and research with live streamers. A lot of people who, like, okay, here's an example. When I'm in my live stream, I say, well guys, you know, can somebody look after the chat for me while I go make a coffee or I go for a smoke? I let the audience know I'm away for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or if I'm taking a back, I let them know what I'm doing, what my actions are, and let my blue jackets run the chat for me and control it for me while I'm away for that period of time, so I come back like. But then you see these other ones who do that, and they'll set up the live stream and they'll walk away from it, and they leave that running literally all day long, and then they come back home and they see there's maybe, I don't know, 7 people, 15 people, 20 people at the most that have been in the live stream, and they've literally been doing the sub for sub, you know, and doing the getting, what is it in the known as a tree, collecting their bananas. But that's not been interaction. That's not been a YouTuber. That's not live streaming. And then they get monetized, and this is what annoys me. These people who just sit there in their chairs or just leave their live streams running and walk away from it, is they get monetized, and I think that's wrong from YouTube. I don't agree with that whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't either.
For someone to set up a live stream and walk away from it and leave that running all day long, and then they get the watch time and they get monetized. All right, don't get me wrong. I'm up for everybody getting monetized and getting their watch towers. Everybody needs a shot at the piece of pie that have been, you know, in YouTube. But you've got to work for it. You've got to be in it for the end goal, the end result. Now, for me, man is, I love making content. I love doing videos. You've seen that, and I love my interaction with the live streams. And I mean, I love photography and I love doing videos. And for me, it's the long-term goal of having that interaction. And I mean, I can literally swear by it that for every single comment I get from subscribers or people who watch the videos, you know, even from all the dislikes that we call super likes, you know, oh, by the way, guys, all super likes, thank you for watching. But but at the end of the day, I'm in it for the kick because I enjoy making the content. And it's like with anybody else, like being the first time in front or behind the camera or in front of a camera can be quite overwhelming. Even till now, 1.5 years later,
Right.
I still make the mistakes, and I've got to do maybe the retakes maybe 2, 3, 4 times because maybe I'm either sneezing or I'm coughing or I've got some dust in my eye or I do a script. I work from scripts. I've learned that. I've learned that, and it does help me. And I have little notes, little things that I place around what you guys don't see, that I place around that helps me do my videos. So it takes time to planning and setting up. And a lot of people make comments to my videos. How come you can make a video so quickly and so fast? Well, I don't. Sometimes it takes me 1 day, a day to edit, maybe 2 days, 3 days maximum before I can upload a video. It's always leapfrogging to you know, plan ahead of what's going on, what I'm making in videos, doing research, doing the scripts. So it's hard work. It's not easy, and always having to think ahead of what you're going to be doing for your next content, your next video, your next creation of what you're going to be doing. And you know, I mean, now in 2020 now, I mean, it's now confirmed now by YouTube now. The YouTube tag system, if you're noticing when you do your uploads, you've got the tag box at the bottom for doing your tags when you're uploading. It's still there, it's still implemented, but YouTube stated officially that tags is no longer important. But tags are important to you because for the simple reason, if you're uploading a video, the tags have got to be related not only to you, to yourself, but the tags have got to be related to that upload, to that video, to that content. For let's say example, how to get more views or how to get more watch hours, how to gain more algorithm, how to gain more analytics, how to use tags, how to use InShot, how to use Snapseed, you know, examples like that. And then also what a lot of people misunderstand is when you're doing the tags. If you look at my videos and you can see my tag base underneath my videos, you can see it in anybody's video, you got your tag base. And you can see where I've put mine in, where I type in Alwx Reviews, then I do Alwx Reviews Belgium. I do it in 1 word, I split it up into 3 words, I split it up into 2 words. I put in Alwx. I do mispronunciations, so people have got misspellings. It's the little tricks of the trade that you've got to learn to do. And even though I understand the tag system now, I still get it wrong, but it's still there. But my advice is to anybody who's watching the live stream now or going to watch the reruns for this later on, is do your studies and do your research and go onto YouTube and look at people's videos and look at the tag system, what they've done and how they've done it. It's there available and it's quite easy to understand. So once you've figured it all out, like I've always stated as well, you've got 2 pages to upload on your YouTube channel. Your main page is for your uploads, your title, description, tags, right? Second page, your second page is for your date, your undertitles, for your translations, where you can choose different languages to join for your undertitling. And then you've also, for your subtitles, yeah, you can have different languages, yeah. And then you also got to be for your over 18s, etc., under 18s, what you can choose for the video. And there's other bits and pieces in there as well that not a lot of people follow or understand that have to be, it's the guidelines on YouTube. And it does help out if you go through both pages. But what a lot of people forget to do as well, in your top right hand corner, you've got your save button. People put everything all in, they go in there like boom, bosh, think it's done. And then they forget to save it. And they think, oh no, it's okay, it'll be automatically saved. And then they find out everything's gone wrong, and it's been either they've had a computer crash or what have you. When I do my tags or I do my descriptions or I do my titles, every time I do that, just in case for backup, I always click save. So I do my title, right, click save, do my description, click save, do my tags. Every time I do a couple of paragraphs or a couple of lines of my tags, save. So just in case I get a power outage or a failure, that it's backed up, it's saved, it's done. Then when I go to power back up, the video will continue to re-upload. Everything's there safe. Just spend that a few seconds longer each time on an upload, and it'll be fine.
Exactly. And see, like me, I mean, I don't really use tags. I mean, on the second channel, I've kind of started using a little bit here and there tags just to introduce it and see how people react to it. But other than that, I really haven't used tags.
Even though it's not, I mean, it depends if you've got a following and you've already got a good subscriber base and people are enjoying your content, then it's going to be in your favour. I mean, obviously, it's going to be word of mouth. People like your TikTok channel. Yeah, I think you've got, what is it, 1,000 subscribers there on TikTok? That you told me, I believe you have.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got 1,000 subscribers there. So again, it's the experience. People are sharing your content out on TikTok, and it's word of mouth. And look at Hayley Horton; she's done a great job here on TikTok. It's fantastic. And then you've got as well as I think I'm getting on to about 1,640 something subscribers now, or something like that. I forget the exact number. But again, I mean, when I started out with YouTube, I think for the first 1.5 years, I had 24 subscribers.
Right.
And I thought that was fantastic. I thought that was absolutely amazing. That I've got 24, and they've stayed 1.5 years. There must be like in the content, But and then you see more of these big YouTubers like MBKHB or iJustine or Jonathan Morris and iUpdates, content creators like that. And then you see they've got 10,000 subscribers, they've got 100,000 subscribers, they've got 10 million subscribers, and you're thinking, like MBKHB, he's got 10 million subscribers. I mean, he's got the diamond play button, and then you think, how the hell does he get that amount? And then you see the content and you see what's involved in there. Now, here's the thing. Now, people think it takes 1-2 years to become a YouTube content creator. Now, as I was just saying about these big YouTubers, like MBKHB, everybody knows MBKHB, yeah? So he's a famous YouTuber. But what not a lot of people know is these people have been on the go for 12 years before they hit the big time. Rob Wilson from vidIQ, before he made the big time, he was 10 years before he hit the jackpot on becoming the worldwide famous YouTuber, and then vidIQ offered him a job.
Yeah.
So But he was actually a school teacher, and then YouTube was his passion, content creating. And you'll see some of his videos, the state of them, there was really bad content in the very beginning, like, you know. So, I mean, I really get deep down and I do my research and I backtrack to how these YouTubers started and how they started out. So,
Right.
you know, and you see how iJustine started out with their content. It was a terrible video.
You've had a lot of guests. Right.
So, you know, they all start off bad. Every single one of them, you know, they all start off bad. But you look at the long term, they've made it, but they've stuck to it. They've stuck it out and they've made the content.
Right.
There's something that not a lot of people know is an average small content YouTube creator needs, on average, I believe, to hit the big time, an average 11,400 videos uploaded to get recognized. So an average 11,400 videos before they get that.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Alex, but Patty said hello.
Oh, Paddy, hey, how are you doing? Good morning, Paddy.
But yeah, see, even like Mo Sargi, he's a big YouTuber, and he started out really small. He's, you know, on his channel somewhere, he has a video where he had just started out with YouTube, and he only had 13 subscribers for like 3 years. He's been on YouTube for a while. And see, even like when I started YouTube, you know, well, I've had a YouTube channel, I just never used it. But when I started YouTube, I've been on YouTube for 4 years. When I first started YouTube, I was sitting at 10 subscribers for like the first couple months. And then I started, you know, sharing it out and, you know, letting people know, hey, I have a YouTube channel. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it, but I have a YouTube channel. And then I started growing, and then I started going to these growing lives, which I go to a lot. And that helped. And then, you know, of course, I met you, and I'm sitting at now almost 400 subscribers.
There you go. There you go. It's the power of having somebody, dare I say, who was really sort of like studying and knowing what they're doing about YouTube and to help others. So it's and I'm there to help people do it the right way. That's why I'm doing so much time and study and research into YouTube. So that even though I'm a small content creator, I'm there to help others. So this is what I want to do. It's my niche. It's my passion.
Right. So now, question for you.
Right.
What are your future plans for your YouTube channel?
Oh, my future plans is obviously I want to get back into doing unboxing and reviews. And I think because I've already started this previously with my own products, but like again, I want to take it up to the next level. But this is a future plan, and I see that there is a market there for content because people love tech, people love gadgets, and as we're advancing in you know, to bigger, stronger, more advanced products like better smartphones, better tablets, better computers, faster TVs. We're now going into Wi-Fi 6. It's a cycle that's going to keep on. It's like when you throw a stone into a pond, you get the ripples, and it keeps on going out and out and out and out and out. This is what I see in the long term. Now I'm busy with a studio upstairs at the moment, but I'm also into photography and I love doing video and I like messing around with stuff like that. So I want to try and combine mine with eventually doing my podcasts, but I'll be keeping that apart, doing like a weekly podcast. And obviously I'm going to change that. As I said previously, my live streams will be going to maybe once a week. for 2 or 3 hours, a weekly live stream, just to keep everybody know that I'm still alive, for Q&A. But I want to get eventually back to products. Now, I'm hoping that once I get my confirmation of my monetization, I'm hoping I can interact more with some companies for product testing and reviews, for whether it's tablets, smart pens, tripods, cameras, what have you, to do the unboxing reviews and see how that goes from there. But at the moment, it's and obviously I want to continue helping people down the road on the YouTube journey of stuff that I'm learning and experiencing to help them out there. Yeah.
Right. And see, that's like, even when I do live streams, I can title it like, paranormal talk with a spirit box, let's say, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not specifically what the live stream's about. I mean, yes, that is what we're doing. Mm-hmm. But then kind of like on your streams, we kind of get talking about something else and get carried away with it. And mm-hmm. then it just turns into something else. And, I'm like, like you call them the blue jackets. When I have somebody new come in, I'll have everybody drop their link, kind of like you. And I kind of do like a growing live in a way. Yeah. And I just sit there and talk for hours. Mm-hmm. And that is my way of trying to get more people noticed, like mm-hmm. doing interviews, like with you, getting more people in here, getting more people to know about your channel and to know, that you're actually trying to help people the right way instead of mm-hmm. the wrong way. Yeah. Because the sub for sub is not the way to go. Yes, a lot of people do it, but that's not the right way.
No, it's not.
That's just the cheating way, is what I call it.
It is a cheating way, but what they see, that's the problem, is these people think that they know better. They think they're better than YouTube. They think they're better than Google. And what's going to happen is they're going to. What I've experienced is where I fell down with that is because, as I said before in the beginning of the interview, is that I thought, because everyone else was doing it, I thought it was the right way to do it, because that's when I first started out. This is what I was experiencing. I didn't see anything else in front of me. And I thought this was the right way until I woke up and started smelling the roses. And I thought, right, this is time to sort it all out. And I started going through my subscriber base. I think there was something like 2,500 people that I'd subscribed to. And I'm thinking, why? And so I decided to go through each and every single one of them as I started clicking on them and removing them. And the amount of people, I think out of the 2,500 people that I was subscribed to, these were subs for subs, yeah? And the amount of people that had actually been removed and been removed for violations for doing everything wrong in YouTube. I mean, violations, disrupting, spamming, whatever, trolling. I think there was about 67 people, 67 channels that have been removed that I subscribed to. And of course, they're still hanging there in my subscriber base. And I'm thinking, well, this is going to damage me. This is going to hurt me big time. So I decided to clean everything all up. It took me 3 days to clean it all up. And eventually I just got it to the people that should be there and the channels that I do follow and watch. So I got it down to, I think, about 50 or 60 channels I'm now studying and reviewing and supporting, yeah?
Right. And see, speaking of studying and reviewing channels, that's the same thing I do. Like, half of my subscriber base are people that I actually go in and, like, Alwx, when he goes live, I'm in there. He hasn't been live a while, but when he goes in there, he's live. I go in there. When I'm live, of course, he comes in, we support each other. And the thing is like, just a couple days ago, I went to a brand new channel that I have never been on before. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I said hello, which is actually kind of nice of them. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to make a point. They turned me blue, which nice, thank you, But then they started trying to do the sub for sub, having me drop my link, follow people. And I'm like, I don't do that. I'm sorry. Like if I want to follow somebody, I will, but I'm not gonna follow somebody that I just come into a channel with.
When I do my live streams, I know there's people coming into the chat, and I know they're there like that, and I do try to keep the audience interactive by saying, "Come on, guys, if you want to, I'll give you the option." Excuse me, frog in my throat. If they want to, I'll give the people the option. If they want to drop the links, like that guy, that is one guy who comes into my streams every day. Is it Nico?
Yeah, it's Nico.
Yeah, Nico's okay, but he only drops his link now and again when he wants to. So that gives people the option. That gives them the the choice, the freedom of choice. And then you've got the people that come into the live streams and say, well, how come I followed you, follow me back? It doesn't work that way. I had it the other day. I had somebody leave a comment on the video, and the words were one sub, one like, you now it's your turn. You follow me back. No, if you're going to be a genuine subscriber, you're genuinely following me to watch my videos, my live streams. My content. So I'm not there because I don't want to follow you back because I don't like your content. You've got to be genuinely interested into somebody's channel and somebody's content to want to subscribe to them, like to be interested, yeah. And then I've got one guy who comes in, MDA, who comes into the live streams. He's a great guy. I love him to bits, and I think he's brilliant. He's got a great channel. He does a lot of drone video footage and that, and he does a bit of live streams. Now, he made a comment the other day, is that, well, I'm always coming to you, but you never come to me. Now, what you've got to bear in mind, when I do go to his channel, he's never there online. And yes, I do leave comments on his videos. I say, right, okay, hey, Andy, how are you doing? I've been over to see you, but you've not been live. I must have missed you. But it's having that time schedule. It's having the time to fit everybody in. I've got 1,600 subscribers. It's going to get to a point where I'm going to have to draw the line, where I'm going to have to limit and maybe even, trying to interact with everybody. But it's going to get to a point where you're going to have so many people in your live streams or your chats or your subscribers, you're not going to have the time to get to anybody.
Right.
And then
go ahead.
And then people are going to get upset. They're going to get angry because you never come to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going to get annoyed. And forgive me for saying it, but when you've got a busy family background and you're trying to also help other people and get around everything, it's time consuming.
Right.
People think you've got 40 hours a day available to, it just is impossible to do. And once this lockdown is over, now I'm going to go back to an overseas project, wherever that may be. This will be getting put on the back burner because, one, is the work has to come first. 2, the family's got to come second. And 3, this will be still running, but in the background. So that's what is going to happen.
Exactly. And see, MDA, that's Kane. I've known him for the longest time. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
And, he's in the UK.
Yeah, I know.
So whenever he goes, I get his notifications, but a lot of the times when I get his notifications, I'm either live or on a live or recording a video. So I never get time to go to his channel. And when I do go to his channel, he's usually, normally the ones that I catch a lot of the times are his gaming ones. And he really doesn't talk. So I'll sit there for a few minutes and I'll watch him and I'll chat with people in the chat and then I'll leave. But then, like that day, he came in your live and asked me why I never go to his channel anymore. I'm busy, dude. I've got a 4-year-old kid, 2 YouTube channels, and I'm still going to school. So it's like I gotta try and fit in. Like when you go live in the mornings, 9 o'clock my time, that's a lot easier for me because normally around that time I've been up for about an hour. I'm up, my son's up, and I've nothing to do for a little bit, so I'll come and chat. And then about 10 o'clock till about noon, everything goes like sky high, and then it calms down, and then it goes sky high. So it's like I bounce in between channels. Plus, I have a lot of channels that I try to support as much as I can because they're smaller channels.
It's the difficulty of
Welcome to the one person watching.
I do love supporting channels. I do love helping out where I can, and that's I do. But when it's having a time frame of when, for me, when I'm doing my videos, when I'm doing my upload and I'm at the computer, I will boot up the YouTube and I'll go to a channel, say, hey, how we doing, guys? I've got you running in the background while I'm editing, and I'm here watching while I'm editing on the tablet or whatever, but I've got you there, guys. I've got you back. I'm watching. I'm helping. I'm supporting you.
Right. And so like those. Go ahead.
But when you've got limited, the problem is when you start opening up so many tabs on your computer, you're going to start straining your motherboard and all the support on the memory and everything, and the cache of your computer. Then you're going to end up crashing or slowing the computer down, or the live stream's going to get slower, and then you're going to start closing the tabs up and just getting down to, well, why have you shut me down? Why have you gone away? Oh, guys, I've got so many people I'm supporting, and the computer's going to start crashing and overheating. What am I supposed to do? Well, you should have stayed. Well, who do I choose? It's trying to find a needle in the haystack and trying to find the right person to help a support who's not going to get upset or get angry. Like for example, I mean, Bros for Life. He's always supportive. He's a brilliant. I believe he just lost his father. Right, his father just passed away, and he's a brilliant gamer. He's a nice kid. He's in California, and I've got a lot of time for him. Same as Sweet Harmonies. Harmonies is a gamer and a music streamer. Got a lot of time for them. But it's having the time to fit them and going over and say, "Hey, hi guys, I am here. I'm supporting you." But it's, I mean, I've got a wife, I've got a 16-year-old kid. I mean, I'm busy doing odd jobs here and there, and helping people out, supporting, raising money, doing fundraising, and things like that. And it's having the time to support people, and help them. So at the moment, my scheduling is getting longer and my time is getting smaller. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And see, it's like, even with my streams, a lot of the times, like, I'll be on somebody's stream and then I'll decide, I'm bored, don't really want to sit on a live stream anymore. I'm going to do a live stream. So, I'll say in the chat, hey, I'm going to jump off, do a live stream. I'm going to leave you running in the background, whatever, because I have 2 phones. And that's normally a lot of the times what I'll do. And even if I do jump off somebody's chat, I'm still there. I'm just not talking. And that's why, like, even with your chat, I tell you I'm going to leave, but I still have you running. I'm just not in the chat.
Yeah. I've got you, I've got Sab, I've got Vanguard, MDA comes in, Paddy comes in. So, Paddy, if you're still there, how you doing, buddy? So, I appreciate every single person, even though they've also got a busy schedule and a busy lifestyle around them. I mean, but they're still giving you the time, are they? Like, you give me your time. I'm here now, doing this amazing interview here with you. And, it's my time now is, I'm grateful for every single person who comes into my streams, my chats. But, I say and then people say to me, like NDA, like I said earlier, you never come to mind. But it's not been about being one-sided or being selfish, it's having the time. Plus, I'm an hour ahead of MDA. I'm in Belgium. There's 1 hour time difference. So I mean, I believe I was 9 hours difference with you. It's having to fit everything on a worldwide basis on a time frame, time schedule was near on impossible. It's difficult, and some people forget to seem to forget that and realize the time differences.
Right. And see, that's like with my chats a lot of the times. VJ, he's came into my chat a few times, but I've had this one person in particular, and I don't know if they changed their YouTube name, but their YouTube name used to be Mr. Potato. Don't I?
Oh, they've got 2 channels, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that before, yeah.
Yeah, they popped into my chat a few times. And, it'll be like, sometimes I'll stream at 9 o'clock in the morning. They'll be like, oh, it's noon here for me. And I'm like, oh, okay, 3-hour time difference,
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, I believe it's 8 hours for me and you. Because right now it's just 12:23.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's kind of 9:30 here now.
And see, like with Midnight, because Midnight was going to be here, but it's now 3 o'clock in the morning for him. I think he actually passed out an hour ago.
Bless him.
But it's like, I try to, and I understand the time difference, the busy schedules, family, things like that. And that's why I try to plan around it. Like, let's just say tomorrow I decide to go live, but tomorrow's a good day, then I'll try and reschedule, just so I can make sure it works for both me and the viewers. So I'm trying to get better at that instead of, going live and then, nobody showing up and then ending it. And then people get upset because, I wasn't live for very long. Okay, got to work this out here.
So I mean, like I've said to you before in other live streams and other chats and what have you, and I've said it to many people, and I've said it in videos as well. Like, if you're going to do something with your channel, like doing educational stuff with YouTube and doing unboxing and reviews, that sort of kind of works because it's got a similar connection to it with the YouTube relation and unboxings and reviews. So there is a relation and a connection there, and it was difficult for me to choose a title or a name as a gimmick, as a business sense. So, but I wanted to keep it just down to keep me being real, being original, being who I am, just good old Alwx. So, hence,
Sweet Alwx.
So, I mean, and so having also getting down to designing a background drop on the YouTube channel, and it seemed to have worked, and having the blacked out photo of me were just in the silver letters faded out as Alwx Reviews, and it seemed to have worked. So I mean, some people, this is what annoys me about some YouTubers. They start a YouTube channel, but they don't have a custom profile picture.
Right.
And they don't have no backdrop channel art on their channel. So, and I find that frustrating. I find that annoying that they don't have that there.
Right.
And if people just spent a bit more time to study and research it, the information is there available to download off the internet.
Welcome to the two watching.
And hi guys, morning. And I mean, a backdrop for your YouTube channel is 2560 by 1440, and it's all there available. It's quite easy to edit in, I don't know, let's say Pixlr or InShot or Snapseed. You can actually do all that in there in these various apps, and you can actually make, if you spend a bit of time, you can actually make yourself a fantastic backdrop for your channel. Or you can make it as simple or as technical or as detailed as you want. And if it's there.
Right.
So, who's that?
Patty.
All right, buddy. How's it going, buddy?
He said he's still here.
All right, mate. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for joining the interview. But information is there, and even doing your custom profile pictures, again, it's all there. It's available. You know, it's easy to do. I mean, people just need to have a bit of time to plan and prepare and set up their channel. Yeah, it's. I mean, my channel is going to obviously evolve over time and progress and change over the coming months and years.
Right.
At some point, I will be changing and upgrading my custom profile picture. That'll be getting changed now in the future. I'm still working at stuff so I'm testing the water with that. And again, with my custom profile background there on the YouTube channel, that obviously will be evolving and growing and changing as well. So at some point, but at the moment, as a small content creator, I'm happy where I am at the moment with that as it is, because people know it, they recognize it, you know, and I'm happy with that.
Right.
So has anybody in the live stream, in the chat, got any comments, questions?
So, with this whole pandemic going around, what's your take on that?
My take on that is because, I mean, as a worldwide experience contractor, I mean, we had our first experience of that at the end of last year, and you know, we knew what was going on, but because I was in Indonesia at the time, and we all got sent home. So, but my take on that at the end of the day is, from what I've seen for the last 9 months of this epidemic, is everybody is blaming everybody else, and now where the situation is now, because we've had, I think, was it 700,000 people getting on to 800,000 people worldwide. I still believe personally it's obviously it's man-made. So there's no question about it. It's a man-made virus. It's made in the laboratory. It escaped from the laboratory in Wuhan in China, and I think it was deliberately released. That's my personal take on that. And I think, because if you looked at the way and how it was released, and it was transported obviously to airports and distributed. What's the best way to distribute something? Via airport terminals. And so obviously, you know, it's true. What's way to spread the virus worldwide via airports, because of all the different destinations worldwide. I mean, millions of people getting infected, and obviously the biggest impact in the beginning in Italy, and then it went from there, and it just spiraled out of control, and I think it's now nearly 800,000 people die worldwide, which is a very sad case, a very sad story. And I believe personally it's because we're overpopulated.
Right.
That's my take on it, and I'm not being disrespectful to other people. It's a sad thing that's happened, and it's a shame it's happened. And I still believe, because I think it should have been, because China, Japan, and all that are overpopulated. Like South Korea and that, and them regions, they are overpopulated, and I think there was some sort of supposed to be some sort of control for that to reduce the populations, and it just spiraled out of control, and they lost control of it. And obviously, the doctors in China tried to report it to the government, and they was made silent. So that's a confirmed true fact of that what happened. But that's my view on it. It's my take on it. It's a man-made virus, and it got deliberately released, and it got out of control. And just unfortunately, thousands of people had to suffer the consequences of it, and it should never have happened.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. And now I need your take on something else. What is your take on the whole new policy update for YouTube?
The new policy, the new take on YouTube now with it's $1 million question, that one on YouTube. Yeah, especially with small YouTubers, the bigger YouTubers are making it harder for the small content creators. But it's like anything else. You only get out of it what you put into it. Now, it's not easy going. I mean, for example, I'm averaging around about 350 views a day on my videos. So, but that does drop and it does rise. I mean, but YouTube are controlling that. So that's why I'm always making sure that I've made that quite clear that I'm a small content creator. So I'm always clear about that. I'm not a big shot or big time or anything like that. I'm a small YouTuber. Now I'm just going to pop over to my algorithm and my analytics, and I can go a bit more detail. Now, as I see here on mine now, when it just loads up, my Wi-Fi is going a bit slow. Here we go. Just go to my analytics, and my take on this. I mean, my last video, I mean, that got something like 43 views and 33 comments. So, but YouTuber, they're controlling, running the algorithm. Now, the problem is at the moment, this is the thing, is everything is now algorithm, which means it's automated, it's computer controlled.
Right.
But YouTube also clearly admit that they do make mistakes, and that on both sides, whether it be machine learning error or human error. So there's two factors there now on YouTube side of the YouTube Studio content creators, but they have stated that they're going to try and improve things for the smaller content creators.
Right.
Now, what they've done is now, as you know, they've now introduced mid-rolls now. So now mid-roll adverts is going to be an advantage. It's going to be a big help to the ones that are monetized, because it's not just one or the latest videos that is going to be implemented in or brought into there from the mid-roll adverts. It's going to be the whole thing. It's going to be the whole 9 yards. It's going to be every single video that you've uploaded that will be implemented for mid-roll adverts. So obviously, the longer your video is going to be longer than 8 minutes. So you can actually end up placing maybe anywhere between 3 to 5 adverts into your videos. So YouTube in one way is trying to help you. But on another side is they're controlling, again, the tags, they're controlling the algorithm, they're controlling the views. I mean, I've got videos on here that have had 30,000 views, but that's down to, again, worldwide audience. People have viewed it, and thank you very much. Appreciate it. It's helped me out big time on the analytics and the algorithms and the watch time. So that's gone there. I've got videos that I've put out there recently that have only got 4 views and 2 comments.
Right.
Again, YouTube control your views or your videos or what goes out there. So it's a case of like, well, people are going to get disheartened, they're going to get disappointed, they're going to be feeling let down. Oh, my advice is keep at it, keep doing what you love, find your niche, and do what you want to do. But bear in mind as well, if you're going to be a content creator, even though you're doing something that you love, you've got to remember at the end of the day, you're doing it for the people out there. You're doing it for the audience. You're putting a show on. Remember, you're an actor. So at the end of the day, whether you're a comedian, or a joker, or doing DIY, or doing a fun video, at the end of the day, you're an actor. You're putting on the show for the audience. You're putting on a view.
Right.
Whether you're doing unboxings, tech reviews, whether blowing things up, you're doing it for the people out there. I know people out there who are doing videos because they've been stopped by the police, for example, and they've just thrown a video out there, and it's got 2 million views in so many hours. You know, it's that does happen. But as a content creator, like yourself or like I am, you know, at the end of the day, you're doing it for the people out there. So that's why you've got to bear in mind. You've got to consider that as well.
Exactly. Exactly.
This is where I always tell people when they're starting out on a channel, do their research on their channel name and check it and compare it to other YouTubers out there, because the chances are you might have the same name. And if they're already established for, I don't know, maybe 2 years, 5 years, 10 years as a YouTube content creator, the chances are you're going to be struggling against that one, because that one's already implemented and they've already got their fan base and subscribers and views. So, and you could be competing against that, and that could damage your channel. So, that's my take on that anyway. So,
exactly.
Research.
Yeah, research, do homework.
Yeah.
So, what's your feeling and your thoughts about YouTube separating grown-ups from under 18? Like the kid side of YouTube and our side of YouTube.
There is an issue there as well. Yeah, I mean, with the rules and regulations, there is a loophole, and people do cheat and lie and set up their YouTube channels. I had one recently from Vanguard's channel, and they came in to ask me some questions regarding his YouTube channel, and he couldn't live stream, and he was having issues, and he was being blocked and banned from YouTube from doing his live streams for his gaming. And it turned out, which I didn't realise at the time, but he was 11 years old. So it was actually been in Vanguard's live stream, and Vanguard's a great gamer. He's actually from the same town as I am. He's a great guy, and I think he's brilliant. And but this YouTuber is 11 years old, and I think I actually ended up advising him. I said, look, you're 11 years old. That's your issue you're having with your live streams. You're 11 years old, and YouTube are blocking you and banning you on your live streams. You're going to need parental consent. You're going to need to speak with your parents. Yeah. And you're going to need to go through with them, sit down with them at the table and explain everything to them, write everything all down, and get them to write an email to YouTube to find out if there's a solution around this. Because that I don't know. I mean, I'll put my hands up for that one. I agree with the adults being separated from the over 18s and under 18s and all that. I think everything should be guidelined, because there's genuine people out there, and there's also, it's a bad world out there, and there's some really bad, horrible, nasty people out there who just want to do harm. And I think deep down, personally, there should be more control. Yeah. I want to get my views, I want to get my watch time like anybody else, but I want people to be protected. I want people to be safe. Exactly. So I find that important. Well, there is the fine lines and guidelines that should be respected and followed. But for anybody that is lying and cheating, setting up their YouTube channel that is underage, I think it's wrong.
Right.
I think it's wrong. If you're underage, don't do it. Don't do it.
No.
It's too dangerous. And there's some nasty people out there in the world who want to cause harm, and that maybe some people are gullible, and might end up falling into somebody's trap. And you know, that's one thing I wouldn't want anybody to fall into. I would not harm done to anybody, and that's my view on it anyway. So, if you're not sure and you want to make a fun children's channel, go to your parents. So, guys, if you're watching, go to your parents, speak to them, get permission from them, ask them to help you. You know.
Right. And see, like me, you know, whenever I do live streams, I mean, some of them I have to go through and fix, but when I do live streams, I always put caution triangles and then the no 18 with red circle, you know, just so everybody knows. And even when I do live streams, I announce it, you know, this channel is not for anyone under 18. If you're under 18, I'm sorry. I appreciate you being here, but you got to go. You know, I try to make it clear because what I do is not for kids. Especially half of the games that I play is not for kids.
No, exactly. Yeah, you've got to protect them. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, one is you're an adult. The second is they're minors, and you don't know who's going to be watching or who's going to be listening, and you don't know who's going to be on your side or who's going to be against you. And if you happen to be accidentally have minors in there that you don't realise are in, that could be lying and cheating on coming into the live stream, lying about their ages and what have you, and that could end up causing you damage and doing you wrong and doing you harm. And again, it's both sides. You've got to look at both sides of it. You've got to be on guard. You've got to be cautious. You've got to be professional. You've got to be diplomatic. But you've got to be firm as well.
Exactly.
Again, prime example, that guy from Germany last night in the live stream, you know, thought I was being disrespectful because he was German. We wasn't. He was spamming the chat, and it was nothing personal against him. He was just spamming. So that was pure and simple. That had to be stopped. But things like that.
Exactly. And see, like, even I've noticed, you know, kids come in. Okay, they don't know what they're walking into. No. You know, they don't know the difference. So as being an adult, you have to kind of make it clear, you know, you can't be here. You don't know what anything is that's going on. Your mind is not capable of handling it. I'm trying to think of ways to put this, but
yeah, diplomatically to say, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, even like when I do paranormal stuff on my channel, like spirit boxes, you know, things like that, that really is not for kids, because then you have kids looking up to you and think, oh, well, she did it, well, I can go and do it, and then they get hurt.
Yeah.
Like my friend, she did it one time, and she had her 10-year-old niece watching her, and then her 10-year-old niece went and did it, and her 10-year-old niece got seriously hurt. So you've always got to think of the precautions and the aftermath of what's going to happen. That's why a lot of the channels that I go on, I always try to just sit back and look before I actually open and talk, so I can kind of figure out what's going on. Like the gaming streams, I'll just go in and talk because it's just a game, something I've already played. But like your live streams or anybody else that I go on, I always try to sit back and kind of get the vibe of what's going on. So I'm not like, you know, popping in, oh, hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? You know, welcome to the one watching. But it's like, even a friend of mine, she is a big paranormal YouTuber. She has a lot of minors that come onto her chat. And she doesn't she's not very brain smart. I hate to say it, but it's true. She doesn't understand that they're minors. She's, oh, well, they're going to do it anyways. Well, yeah, they are going to do it anyways, but let them do it when they're ready. Don't let them see you do it, because they're going to try and do it the way you did, and they can do something wrong and end up pissing something off, whether it be evil or not, and get seriously hurt. I've had that happen.
Yeah. At the end of the day, top tip, guys, listen to your parents.
Exactly. Listen to your parents.
Or you're going to get your
Mom
ass
knows best. Trust me. But I mean, and with the new whole policy update, no smoking on stream, no cussing, no alcohol, no kids. And that's all understandable. But when you sit back and you look at my perspective and where I'm coming from, the only reason I have my son, and and that's a lot of the reasons I'll have my camera off during the day if I'm on somebody's stream, like up on panel, is because I have my son and I know he's not supposed to be on panel. So I'm trying to keep the person that I'm on and myself from getting in trouble. So it's like, I got to think of that. But you've also got to sit back and think, I really have nowhere to send my son. So you want me to be on panel, fine, I'll be on panel, but I'm not going to have my camera on. And half of the time I have my mic muted because I have him in here and he's screaming his head off because he likes to scream. So it's just like, I understand, no kids on stream and things like that. And I understand where YouTube's coming from, but they've got to make that fine line between the kids side of YouTube and the adult side of YouTube, because the kids don't know the difference. And I think that's why a lot of them will come on to, like, just say your stream or my stream, because they don't know the difference. They don't know what's going on.
I see. Well, the thing is now, with technology now getting more advanced now, and now with artificial intelligence and the algorithms getting very smart now, even though, don't get me wrong, they're still making mistakes at the moment, but at some point in the near future, there's things are going to improve well with that, because we've got facial recognition now, and literally the algorithm and the machine learning. This was, I can see this coming off in the future, where facial recognition is going to be implemented into YouTube, into logging in, whether it's going to be logging into your channel, or logging into a live stream, or coming into a chat. I think that's going to be a good thing, because the machine learning is going to pick this up, and they're going to see that facial recognition, or even fingerprint recognition. It's going to get so advanced, and the machine learning is going to learn, well, hang on, that's a fingerprint from a 10-year-old. That's a facial recognition of a 12-year-old, for example. The machine learning and the algorithms, and it's going to know this, and I think it's not a bad thing to have. I mean, we've already got fingerprint and we've got facial recognition, so we've got all that. It's there, the technology there, the software is there, the power is there to implement all that.
Right.
And I think for the future, I think that's something that could be of beneficial to everybody in all concerns. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, it's going to make it more difficult. It's going to make it harder, but it's going to make it better, and it's going to make it safer.
Exactly. And see, I've seen a lot of channels with Nightbot, Stream Elements, things like that. Chatbot like that, I should say. And I see them run, like Nightbot, I'll see it run through every 5 minutes on a certain channel. This channel is not for under 18. Your discretion is advised. So, I mean, it's good that it's doing that. But really, honestly, what is Nightbot and Stream Elements for, other than interacting with your chat?
That's all it's for, really. It's nothing else. It's to help grow and build your audience and get people interacting. That's it. Um, it's also, I mean, with the algorithm and the machine learning, it's got built in to stop spamming chat. That's basically it, really. That's what the software is. Yeah, I think I know YouTube are busy with it, and I think they're going to do something. There's things in the works, and I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. It's going to make it a bit more difficult. It's going to make it harder. Things are on the rise, on the change. So we have to see what the future holds. I mean, at the end of the day, YouTube is the big king here. They control it. They run it. There's other things I don't agree with, like that they do, but that's a different subject. It's a different issue I've got with them. But I'm all for the security to be implemented on there to protect everybody.
Right. And see, even nowadays, and most likely in the future, really, honestly, it's not that hard, especially speaking for a kid, from a kid's point of view. It's not that hard for, let's just say, like you or I wouldn't do it. And I know you well enough, you wouldn't do it. But it's not that hard to figure out where the kid's IP address is coming from and get their exact location and all of that just from YouTube. I've had it happen before. Kids really, honestly, I think it should be made where, like TikTok. TikTok is honestly not for anyone under the age of 18. It's for 17 and up.
Yeah,
I think YouTube could be that same way. If you're going to have a channel, you're going to stream, you're going to do interviews, things like that, you should be at least 17 or older.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
We've had issues here in Belgium, and I've seen what's happened, and basically kids who live the sheltered life, who are a bit loners, of who don't have many friends, who started a TikTok channel, and basically they've been bullied at school for it and beaten up for it. And they're just making content, and the other kids, the bullies of the world, have literally hounded them, and actually children, unfortunately, have either injured themselves or been injured or worse. And there should be more security with TikTok.
Yeah, there should be. And see, and even, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but a lot of younger kids, like 10 and under, they are more vulnerable because they don't know, like, the difference between a stranger and somebody you can trust.
Exactly.
I've had, kids come to me and pour their heart out and think that they can trust me. And I tell them, honestly, just because you open up and you tell me all about you, everything, doesn't mean you know me. I could, be somebody that could seriously hurt you. You don't know.
You could be putting on a show, you could be acting.
Exactly, and that's the one thing that kids coming onto YouTube need to understand. Just because they're behind a phone camera or a phone screen and they're actually talking to somebody that's actually interacting with them, that doesn't mean that they can trust them.
No, exactly.
They need to know that balance between, okay, just a friend, and okay, somebody you can actually trust. Like me and Midnight, for instance, we've never met in person, but we know pretty much everything about each other. We've been talking for almost 5 months, and we trust each other. We trust each other with each other's lives. But just because I know him over the phone screen doesn't mean I know how he would react if I were to show up in person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what the kids need to understand. They could tell somebody their address, and say, hey, come over. And it could be another person acting like a kid. And this has happened.
Oh,
It
yeah.
could be another person acting like a kid, trying to gain their trust, and then
Yeah.
that person goes over and that kid's gone.
Mm-hmm.
That can happen on YouTube. It can happen anywhere, to be honest.
It can happen in real life. It happens in real life. Yeah, it happens with a telephone call. I mean, anything a bus stop or a taxi queue, anything. It could be anywhere. Yeah,
Exactly.
it could be in a cinema.
Exactly.
So,
And so YouTube needs to kick up with their algorithm and filter out the kids from the adult side, because the only reason I say that is I don't want to see anything happen to a kid because of YouTube. I've seen it happen before. I don't want to see it happen again. And
no.
it's not that I'm trying to be mean and kick kids off of my stream. I love them being here. I'll interact with them. But being that my channel is 18 and the things that I do is not for minors, I cannot have them here.
No, I see. You
I mean, I have a minor myself, but you've never seen him on my streams.
No.
You've only heard him screaming.
Right, does anybody have any more questions?
There's nobody here.
Nobody here, right.
There's just me and you.
I think, have you got any more questions for me, Haley?
I think that's about it. I mean, people have popped in and out, but
right, okay. Anyway, it's been fun, but I do have to get on. It's been I've been doing 1.5 hours. Wow, doesn't time fly when you're having fun?
Oh yeah, and another thing with YouTube is the trolls. I understand it's gonna come with having a YouTube channel. But what's the point of going into somebody's live and just spamming them and getting their videos taken down and things like that? Like, I don't understand that.
They're sad, pathetic little people, and they've got nothing better to do, and they think it's fun.
Well, I mean, that is true. I was on live stream earlier, and we had just one after another trolls coming in. We had one troll come in, and her name was Pink Boss Lady. And the gentleman that I was on panel with, his curtains behind him were moving, but he had a fan on. And the lady said that he looked like SHIT, and he was haunted because his curtains behind him were moving, and she was just going on and on and on. Yeah. And I mean, it's fun to mess with them, because they come in trying to mess with you, so it's fun to do it back. But it only goes fun for a certain amount of time, and then it gets irritating, and then that's when you block them.
Yeah,
exactly. Like you said, if you're gonna be a genuine subscriber, then actually sit there and get to know the person. Don't try and bully them and think that you're safe just because you're behind a phone screen. You're not safe.
Exactly.
You never know. That person that you're bullying can be your next door neighbor.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, exactly. I mean, always never judge a book by its cover until you've read the whole book, and then you can, make your judgments on it. Even there, still sometimes you need to read the next chapter, the next book, the next novel, the next release, to understand what's going on. Exactly.
And see now, and I'm gonna mention this because I know people will watch it over. Now, and I'm on TikTok. People call me the TikTok queen. People call me TikTok princess. It's whatever you want to call me. But even now, there's a suicide game going around. And I'm only making aware of it because I've had some close friends fall into this and play the game and ended up dead. But there's a suicide game going around on TikTok, and it's called the Blue Whale Challenge. And it spawns over a period of 50 days. And now I've heard that it's supposed to spawn over through Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's spawned over Snapchat. I've had people message me about it on Snapchat. And I'm only putting awareness out here to it, only for the simple fact so people know about it and they know what it is and they don't fall into the trap for it. Because I almost did before I found out what it was. I thought it was just a fun game over the internet to play. That's not the case.
Yeah.
And once I found out what it was, I completely turned away from it. And I'm just, like I said, just making aware of it so people know and they can pay attention to what the people are asking, especially if they ask about that game, because that is not something to do. If you're lonely, message somebody, talk to somebody, reach out to somebody. If you need somebody to talk to, there's millions of people out there and they're only a number away. They're only a message away. You know, I have people daily on my Instagram messaging me because they are upset, they're lonely, they're sad, they're suicidal, they're depressed, and I talk them through it, and that's what I'm here for. If anybody needs to talk, they can comment on my videos, and I will sit there and have a conversation with them, you know, and I will talk them through it. Or they can get me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever. I'm always going to talk if anybody needs it. I just don't want to see somebody fall into this trap.
Ah, good. Well, why don't you make a video about it, make it awareness and get it out there? Do a vlog.
I could. I haven't thought about that one.
Well, there you go. Top tip there, guys.
Top tip. Yeah. So, but do you have anything else you want to add or say before we end this?
My advice is, at the end of the day, is I'm just going to round this off with one final. You know, keep doing what you love, keep grinding, find your niche. You will get that. Like, I mean, whether you're making music, producing music, you're doing vlogs, photography, videos, gaming, DIY, find your niche and just keep at it. Keep doing what you've got to do. And, you know, it's a long road. It's a hard road. It's not easy. You know, if I can do it, you can do it.
Exactly.
You know? So, you know, I'm not the perfect video editor. I mean, I'm improving and I'm still learning. And, you know, I've got a long way to go before, you know, and that's one thing with being the YouTube content creator. You're always learning. You never stop. You continue to grow, mold, and shape yourself.
Exactly.
And, so, guys, just keep at it. You know, if you want to be a content creator, it's a long road. It's a hard road. It's not easy. Just you know, find your niche.
Exactly. And one other thing I have to add to that: dreams don't work unless you do.
Really, you only get out of it what you put into it.
Exactly.
It's like the old school saying, sweat and blood and tears. And believe me, there's a lot of that here.
Oh, yeah. Here too. You
well,
know.
apparently I'm in a midlife crisis at the moment on my channel. So
Midlife crisis. I heard that one in a while.
Oh, there you go. You've heard it here.
Heard it here first. But yeah, just keep grinding, chase your dreams, do what you love. Like a friend of mine.
What happened? Hello? What happened? What happened there? What's going on? Live stream crashed.
Okay, we're back.
Right, okay, I just you crashed.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So has anybody got any other questions, mate, before we round off?
I don't think so, because the one person that was here left.
Right, okay. So anyway, I think we've covered everything, yeah? And, you know, it's getting pretty late with you now, and my morning's kicking in now. Here,
I still got 2 hours before I go to sleep.
Right,
It's only
okay.
1.
Well,
I will see you on tonight's live stream.
I appreciate doing the interview. It's been fantastic. It's been fun.
Of course.
Okay, so anyway, bye everybody. Thanks for being here. Welcome.
Thanks.
See you next time. Enjoy the rerun.
Ciao.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, I'm ending this. Thank you for everybody that came in. And if you're rewatching this, please like, comment, share, and follow, subscribe, whatever you want to call it. I just did a live stream interview with Alwx Reviews. You go on YouTube, you search Alwx Reviews, the channel will pop up. He is a great guy. He's very supportive. But with all that, be good at it. I got that saying from Boston. And I am going to end this and get some rest. Much love. Be safe. Stay healthy. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.